Hello, virtual world lovers. Welcome to Second Life by Loff, where I use my 15 years experience to help you have a second life that is faster, easier, and cheaper. Today, we're going to talk about a very important subject, which is land rating. General, moderate, and adult. What do they mean? When, how, where, why you should use it or not. Pros and cons of each one, okay? So here we go, and let's be organized about this. You have three possibilities of ratings. Either you are going into a land and you have to check if they are this rating or that rating. Either you buy your own full sim or homestead or a whole island for you, you rent either from Linden Labs or either from a big landlord that rents whole sims. In these two occasions, you can choose if that whole island will be, you have a state manager full rights, and you can choose if your land will be general, moderate, or adult. In case you are going for a small parcel, either in mainland or either in another private sim that rents a small parcel, in that case, you will not be able to change the rating. So, because you're only using a parcel, not the whole sim. So you will have to be careful, and before you decide to go there and do your stuff in that land, you should check if it's PG, which is general, moderate, or adult, because you will probably be building there and starting something, even if it's just your home or whatever, or a business or a venue, and you don't want to find out you have chosen the wrong place with the wrong rating, and you have to take it all away and start again. And we all know how slow things can be in Second Life to make a project relive again in a new place. So be very careful if you're going for a partial land or a parcel about these ratings. And I hope this video helps you out to decide either when you have a whole sim, which rating you're going to do, or if you are going for a small parcel of land, which one you are going to choose, okay? Pros and cons of each one. First of all, one very important thing, and I'm here in Ibiza. This is my friend Vanessa. She is enjoying watching me doing these videos. I lays back contently. Yeah, that's it. We have, I don't know why, I was so careful. I bought the body. I don't have a face yet. I bought the Jake Beleza body, and I was making sure this shirt fitted the Jake Beleza body. And look at this. It's incredible. I really have to learn a lot about this part of bacon mash and all this shit about the avatars, but I'm on the right track, and I have already a great quality body avatar. It's just the head missing, so I don't want to buy any cheap shit. So I'll prefer to wait and use this crazy mask for now. Well, let's get back to rating, land rating. First of all, one very important thing. Usually in some games or other platforms, you might find out that land rating, the rating of the land, it means exactly what the land is all about, but not very much in Second Life. Be aware that you can be in some places that are, for example, moderate, or you think they are just very light on adult stuff. They are just moderate, and you probably find some spicy stuff. Not everybody doing sex in the middle of the street, but you can find some crazy stuff like strip clubs, for example, in moderate places. So don't think moderate is just moderate. On the contrary, you will find many adult sims or adult lands where you think it's totally crazy, sex everywhere, and it's nothing like that. You won't even find a nude person. You don't have sex stuff. You don't have strip clubs. You can have the most innocent things, and still they rated their land adults. Okay, and I hope with the next points I'm gonna touch, you will I can explain you why people do this or that, but be aware that when you look at Second Life, the rating does not reflect exactly, sometimes it does, but many times it does not reflect what's going on. So innocent rating does not mean you have only innocent stuff, and adult rating does not mean you have sex stuff or other type of adult stuff, okay? And here's why. Before we start, I'm gonna let you know exactly how you manage with the viewer and with the website, how you manage to use or not the different ratings, okay? When you have an avatar and you have payment information on your profile, on your account, you prove that you are 18 plus, you can access adult lands and you can access adult contents. So that's a condition, but pretty much everyone, one way or another, can manage to do that. But in the viewer, you go here, avatar, you go to preferences, and in general tab, you will have the choice right here, and you have the symbols here, general, moderate, adults, and you have the choices to just go general. This means everything you search, everything, everywhere you go, it's only general places, right? The general, purely innocence. Then you can try to avoid adult stuff or the hardcore stuff, which is not very exact in Second Life, and I will tell you why. And you just will find searches and lands. You will only find general and moderate places, or you can go full on, and when you search stuff and when you want to access stuff, you will have everything, either searching for contacts for shopping or looking for places, okay? I would pretty much advise this one who have it all, because as I told you, most and many of the adult sims, they are not exactly places for sex and hardcore stuff. They can be very innocent and still they are rated adult, and I'm going to explain you why. So when you go here and do searches, excuse me, when you searches, for example, for places, whatever, you can or not also check this out. If you have chosen on the viewer general, you won't have these ones available. If you have chosen the three of them, then you can still make a choice here because they are all available, but you still can make a choice here to look or not. It's up to you, however you want to deal with this inside Second Life, okay? The other very important place is the marketplace, the website marketplace. World Lover. This window was open because I was doing the live, sorry. And when you are here in the marketplace and you are searching for stuff, you can also do general, general moderate, only adults, or general moderate adult. Has an option of only adults, which is not in the viewer exactly. I will also advise you to do it all because sometimes things are rated adult just for precaution, and I'm talking about contents and things for sale. And you will be missing them if you forget to include them all, and you will be missing great content. It doesn't have to be a sexual thing. Sometimes it's just adult for many simple reasons. Or it is a furniture, a bed that has adult options. Maybe you won't use them, but it's a great bed with a great price, and you get the whole package. Even if you don't use it, who knows one day you're going to use it. So you will be missing a lot of stuff which is classified adults on the shopping store, so on the marketplace. So I would pretty much also advise you to use them all, okay, as in the viewer. Okay, now what does this mean, general, moderates, and adults? Well, general means there is no violence, no sex, no strong role play. It doesn't have to be always related with sexual stuff. no strong languages, no strong like political opinions. There are websites dedicated to policies. So usually general is a pretty much innocent and family-oriented place, whatever it is, residential, a club, a store, a place for events, for live concerts, a gallery or a meeting place, a classroom, the church, for example. There are live masses in churches in Second Life. It happens. They even are broadcasted to YouTube. If you look for Sunday Mass, Second Life, you will find it on YouTube. They broadcast it. So pretty much when you decide that your land it's PG, or when you are looking for a land that is PG general, you are definitely trying to take away everything that it's hard or strong, languages, role plays, content, and sex, of course. So the advantage of looking for a place like that is that there's not going to be bad surprises. For example, if you are a teacher and you are bringing your students into Second Life, you would make sure you introduce them to Second Life in PG or in general rated areas, so they don't get lost in sin and they don't get distracted from the classes, for example. If you are the landowner, when you have PG, you have some advantages. You have more people, because when you have PG, like if you have an adult place, many people will not be looking for an adult place. So you will be losing part of the community that may visit your land. Of course, if it's just your home, but sometimes it may be just your home. You don't have a venue, events, you don't have anything, or a store, you don't have anything, but it's just friends. You make good friends somewhere in Second Life, and you want to invite a friend, and they cannot go because it's adult and they are just PG. Or the inverse, they are not adult, they don't have the adult feature, and you are PG, and they cannot access your land because they don't have adult access, and your land is adult, for example. So you will be losing people. You will be getting everyone from Second Life when you have a PG, because the people from PG can go there, the people from moderate won't mind going there, and the people from adult won't mind going there if what you have in your land is somehow interesting for them. So you are pretty much open to the whole community. The other advantage is people have goodwill when they go to your place. It's a PG sim, so they are not suspicious that it's moderate, it's adult. What's happening there? Gotta be careful. No, they are just, it's a PG, so everyone is sure there are no bad surprises, if we can put it like that. So on one side, you are open to the whole community of Second Life, and on the other side, everybody has a goodwill and will be much less suspicious or afraid or preoccupied with what they're going to find on your sim. They know it's family oriented or whatever. So those are the advantages. The disadvantages, it's that on the other side, some people who only like adult stuff may look at your PG land and say, this is PG, unless you are doing something really clear, like gallery with these pictures, or a concert with these guys, unless it's something really clear. If you're just saying, oh, come and visit my land, I have rentals, blah, 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 and I have activities and explore my fantasy world. If they like adult stuff and if they see it's a PG, they can, like, it's the opposite from the people who are worried. They just want hardcore stuff, and PG, I want to do role play, I want to explore cool places. If it's PG, no, I'm not going there. So that can be one of the disadvantages. They can think you are a snowflake, even if you are not. And the other disadvantage is, if you have a place that it's general, you should not rent anything at all to anyone. Okay, so you should choose a PG for your land if you have full control of your land. All the content in your land, it's you who decides, and all the events and how the events go, it's you who makes the decision. So you must have full control on the land, on the content, and on the events of that land. Why? Why? Because if you rent stores, for example, even if you say this is PG, be careful, blah, 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 or if you rent ad boards, be careful, this is PG, it's very easy to lose control. You're renting stores, you're renting ad boards. These are just two examples. You can be out of Second Life for 1 or 2 days, and when you come back to your little beautiful PG land, you have guys that rented your outboards to publicize strip clubs or lingerie. Okay, oh, but lingerie is not hardcore. Lingerie is not sex. It's just clothes. Yeah, but your place is PG, so some visitors can get really mad just because you have ad boards for lingerie, because it's a family place, and many people in Second Life, they role play family and they want places for family. And if they are going there because it's PG, it may be adult people that go there for some reason. You have a nice concert. But if it's someone that has chosen your land because it is PG specifically, they can be really mad if you have outboards with lingerie, for example. And in your opinion, lingerie is not sex, but they get mad because PG is PG. It's not lingerie. Lingerie is moderate at least. And if you rent stores, you can have people renting stores and starting to sell not necessarily bondage or dungeon stuff or sex stuff or cocks or sexual parts of avatars. I think they would be a bit crazy to go on a PG place and start selling that. It would be stupid, but it can happen. It can happen. But they can sell stuff that's, yeah, like lingerie or bikinis. I know this sounds stupid, but we are talking about ratings, so this is very important. And sometimes suddenly you feel you are losing control, and you can even have a snowflake that sees you have rented a store on your PG land general rating, and somebody's selling lingerie there, and you might think it's okay, it's not the ideal for a PG, but it's lingerie, it's okay. But some guy reports, because what the fuck, this guy has a PG website land, I come here for PG stuff, and I start seeing lingerie everywhere in outboards or in stores, so I'm gonna report him because he doesn't have the right rating for the land. So it can happen. So if you have a land that you are going to do business on the side, like renting parcels for stores, imagine you are renting just a few homes, okay? No stores, no outdoor, just a few homes. And suddenly you have a couple that rented their home from you, and they are on the balcony and they just like are kissing each other, and somebody goes to your land, what the hell, this is a PG land, why are those guys kissing each other in a PG land? Report. So as you can see, when you do a PG, you have the advantages I told you, but you need to have control. Okay, make sure there are no surprises, so you don't have to talk with the guys that rented from you and say, don't do this, don't do that, don't sell these, don't publicize these on my adverts. So avoid it. Okay, so I would very much recommend only a person who has no rentals and has full control on their land, on the content and on the events. If you do events, it's your events. You are the boss. You are telling DJs how to behave, and you are putting out all the rules. Okay. So because it can happen also with a club, you rent the club. Oh, it's a karaoke club. It's very innocent. Don't worry, we are in the right place, PG. And suddenly you have a DJ who is doing some crazy songs, and you have people like dancing or whatever. I mean, it's very easy to slip up if you don't have control about everything on an event. You can have a guy that rents a place from you and say, oh, this is PG. I'm going to do fashion show with a catwalk, and I'm going to hire some models, and it's just an innocent fashion show. It's about springtime clothing, and suddenly there are some bikinis and some more teasing clothes on the fashion show, and I think you get my point. So if it's a place where you're going to delegate control, you're going to rent parcels for whatever, make sure at least you put it on moderates, so you don't have those surprises, you don't have reports, and you don't have those problems, okay? Which brings us to moderates. Which are the advantages of having a moderate place? Many people have PG places, so their lands are actually totally PG, so general, but they choose to rate them as moderate because of the stuff I told you, just to be on the cautious side, just to be ready for anyone who may want to sell some lingerie, any fashion show that shows a bit more of skin on our body. And actually their place is very innocent. They don't have strip clubs, they don't allow that stuff. Their rules are very clear, but just to play on the safe side, they classify it as moderate, so there are no surprises, and people who go there, so they are moderate as this, it's the middle ground. So pretty much a person who likes adult stuff will be curious about visiting your land, is moderate, so it's not totally snowflake. And people who is in PG usually are okay with visiting moderate places. They will be less suspicious. And you can have less control. You can have rented ad boards, rented parcels, rented rents for stores, for clubs. But on one side, you have less need for control. On the other side, you still have the cons, which the cons will be you still have to be looking up for stuff. Because if it's moderate, like if it's a PG place, people can sell lingerie and think it's okay. If it's a moderate place, they can start selling sex stuff and think it's okay because it's moderate, so it's not PG. So you still need to be on the lookout, but it gives you more freedom to rent places and delegate, and don't worry about what people are doing on the places you rented, okay? So it's like the middle ground. But this brings us to another feature. So to keep in the track of the pros and cons, so the pros of a moderate place are you have you have half 50% the need for control and 50% be restful, that people won't give you bad surprises, and you still have an open place for all the population in Second Life, because the adults visit moderate and the PGs also visit moderate, so that it's also very inclusive, so it's okay. And you can delegate more by renting stuff, and that will help pay for your sim. The cons can be you still have to look out for people who exaggerate, who go into your moderate place and start raising up the stakes and going for more adult stuff. And you can still get reported because it's a moderate place. It's not a place for strippers. And I know it was an innocent club. It's a moderate club, no strippers. But I saw one girl with the boobies showing. It was only one girl in the 10 girls that were dancing, but that girl did it, and this is not adult. Report. Okay, so also don't stress too much about reports, because Linden Labs only goes after people who are reported several times and they are really sure, and there's proof and pictures attached, and they are really sure that guy or girl is doing really bad stuff. So it's not like like Facebook, like you get a report and you are blocked for 1 month. So don't stress too much about that. But it's not good. It's not good to to have to go back and talk with people that rented from you and, oh, don't do this, it was bad, this is just moderate, I think you were going too far with adult stuff. It's really bad to have to deal with a tenant of yours like that, and also people who are unhappy on your place. So be careful with that. But it's very inclusive if you have only your home. So that's it. You can do side rentals with more comfort if it's moderate. You may also have less people because many people from PG, they just don't dare, for one reason or another, it doesn't matter, they don't dare to go into moderate. Oh, it's moderate, man, I'm gonna find some bad stuff. So yeah, you can be losing that option, but you are more peaceful with what's going on in your sim and nobody's getting bad surprises. So moderate can be a very good choice. You also have people, and this is bringing us to the adults rating. You can also have people that have places who have only moderate stuff, content, rentals, events. It's all moderate. It's not adult in the specific sense of adult stuff, but they prefer to rate their land as adults because since they are moderate, since they are doing moderate stuff, many renters or visitors can slip up and do a bit more spicy stuff. So to cover that angle, they are doing a moderate land, but they prefer to put it adult so every angle is covered. So nobody will complain because when people know it's an adult place, they expect the worst or the best, depending on how you look at it. And if they are expecting the strongest stuff and you don't have the strongest stuff, there will be no complaints either from tenants that are renting from you, either from visitors that are enjoying your place. So this brings us to the adults. So the pros for having an adult place, it's that you pretty much only have to worry about the general terms of service of Second Life, like avoid terrorism and forbidden sex stuff, and age play, and all the usual terms of service of any platform. Of course, that's the law, the general law. So you only have to worry about that. But regardless of that, all the other features, content, people, events, activities, everything, it's pretty much on the safe side because you rate it as adult, so anything goes as long as they are inside the TOS. So you can rest assured any renter, either it is a home, a club, a venue, a gallery, a store, or an ad board, you pretty much can handle everything. You will be okay. There will be no surprises. You don't have to talk with your tenants or people renting ad boards from you. And your visitors know what they're gonna expect on their land. So they expect the most strong stuff. So no problem with that. So that gives you total freedom inside the terms of service and gives you a peaceful mind, so you know everything, which is why I rated Ibiza as an adult. Actually, we have an AFK club, which it's an AFK sex club. It's an indoor place. You only go there. There's a big sign, so you only go there if you're looking for it. It's not in your face. The club we have, it's called Wicked Desires. It's somebody rented that club from me, Sleeping Beauty, and she's doing a massive, great job. It's not a brothel, but it's a bit of more than innocent. It's Wicked Desires, so they pretty much go on the erotic side, and they may have strippers, and that's okay. That's totally, Ibiza is about fun, friends, and total freedom, so they are totally okay with that. They can do orgies all the time if they like. So you pretty much have a peace of mind. The big con of having an adult place, it's two cons. One, you are losing part of the population of Second Life, because many people either don't want to visit adult places because they think it's the worst and it's just a sex place or whatever, and it may not be. And also, some people just don't have a way to prove they are 18 plus, and they just, even if they want, they don't have access to adult places or content in Second Life. So you are losing that population. You can have a friend which is PG on their avatar, their account is PG, and moderate, and you have a place and you just want to invite your friend for a drink and just look at the ocean or do some sailing, and he cannot go in your land because he's an adult and he doesn't have permission by Linden Labs, by the system, to go there, so even if he wants, and even if there's no adult stuff going on there, just rated adults. So you are losing people, but on the other side, you are pretty much in peace. So I hope with these detailed and very long examples, because Second Life is so complex that it's not easy to tell you just, if you do this, you have that. If you do that, you have this. It's not possible. It's so complex. And as you probably noticed by this video, there are many tweaks and curves and angles to look at stuff, and everything can happen. It's such a complex and complete metaverse that we cannot call it black and white regarding land rating. It's pretty much gray, and it has lots of shades of gray. So I hope I helped you somehow, either when you are choosing a place to do your home or your venue, or either when you have a whole sim for you from a landlord or from Linden Labs, and then you are totally free to go on your world, region. And I'm not renting from Linden Labs, I'm renting from Zoa Islands, the big landlord. And you go to region, and you can classify your sim as you wish. If it's moderate, it will include general. If it's adult, will include all the other ones. I classified mine as adults, and that's it. Also something to finish up, if you have a small parcel and you want to look at your parcel, either by clicking on the ground and choosing about lands, or either by going into world and parcel details, which will give you the details of the parcel where you are exactly standing, which is the common areas of Ibiza Life right now. You can also go to access, and in any parcel of any rating, if the parcel is yours, even if it's just a small parcel you rented, or if the land is yours, you can also choose that anyone can visit, or must be 18, or must have payment info on file. Having payment info on file not only assures the person is adult in principle, in principle, not exactly. It can be a kid using their parents' credit card, stolen, or just like they used it. And some parents allow kids to use their credit cards on gaming and stuff like Second Life, Metaverse. So it doesn't 100% grant you that. But pretty much if you select this, you will have certainty that everyone is going into your land. So it's a choice you make. I'm okay. It's like anyone can visit this. It's adult, it's very clear. The ratings are always showing up here. In case you haven't noticed, it's also something important. So when you get to a place, you pretty much already you can already know what type of place it is. And I think I pretty much cover all the angles. Just remember, and this is very important, for several reasons and examples I gave you, in Second Life specifically, the rating does not exactly reflect the activities and the content that you find in the land. This is especially important in adults. There are, I met and I visited and I experienced hundreds of sims that are rated adults, and nothing crazy is going there. They just do it just to cover all the angles. They don't have surprises. If they want to do a fashion show, they do. If it's lingerie, it's lingerie. Maybe they'll do it someday. They just want to be peaceful in their minds and making sure nothing will give them problems, either from visitors or from tenants. So be aware that when you look at a place in Second Life, either it is the destination guide or if it's your search in the viewer, just because it's rated adult, it doesn't mean at all that has sex or violence or people are killing each other or strong language or hardcore role play of any type. Okay, it can be the most innocent place. It could even like so far being classified as PG, but just to cover the angles and just because the owner doesn't have to have any surprises, they are peaceful minded when they rated adult. So that's why many people, that's why there are so many lands rated adults. Okay, so to finish up and have a resume and remind you of the main ideas you have to remember is the more innocent is your place, the more people you may have, but the more control you need to have to avoid surprises. The more hardcore rated is your land, the more suspicious people can be about it, and the less people will be able to access it. But it's when you have total freedom to rent and allow everything in your land. So you gain on one side, you lose on the other side. It's up to you. I hope this helped somehow, especially the examples, because this is such a complex world. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. And if you enjoy this type of content, please like my video. And if you want to be alert for more stuff, I do videos almost daily. Half of them is like this to help you out with Second Life, and half of them is about Ibiza features and how you can join and enjoy Ibiza sim. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. See you next